And welcome everybody. I think I'm cute. God damn it, I know I'm sexy. I got the looks that drives the girls while I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down their spines. I'm just a sexy Knox. Sexy Knox. I'm not your boy Knox. Boy Knox. Yeah! Welcome everybody to Unpopular Reviews Top 5 Shawn Michaels matches of all time based upon us. I am one of your hosts this evening, Mike Knox. That is my co-host to my left over here, King Vaughn Jr., the Victorious Ones podcast. How you doing tonight, Mr. King Vaughn?
What's up? I'm doing great.
Glad to have you be here as well. First time you and I get to do a show together, like actually on air. You're always working with me backstage as part of the Mike Knox show, but we are here and we are live, and we're going to go ahead and get this party cracking because we're talking about my favorite wrestler
Of all time.
of all time. Okay? That is my truth.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
So, with that being said, listen, guys, a lot of people, I would say this. Shawn Michaels, to me, is one of the most polarizing characters in professional wrestling. Okay? I didn't say the most. I said one of the most polarizing wrestlers in professional wrestling. Whether you love him or you hate him, I think every wrestler respects him. At least respects his in-ring work and what he has done and given to this business. 35 years, Shawn Michaels has entertained at least me. Okay, people always go, well, Mike, how you feel about Bret Hart? Bret Hart to me is my 1.2, right? That's how I feel. It's like when people say, oh, I heard somebody one time say this, I'm gonna be real. Somebody said, Kobe's better than Michael. I said, how the hell can Kobe be better than Michael? There'd be no Kobe without Mike, right? Now I get Bret Hart was here first, but to me, they're my 1 and 1 too. I think Bret's a better wrestler, but I think Shawn Michaels is an overall equal better entertainer as far as professional wrestling is concerned. So we're gonna go ahead and kick it off with I start off, Vaughn. I know you probably trying to give me some pictures there. You got your pictures uploaded already or sent to me. I see one there. Is that your number 5?
Yep, some number 5.
Which one's your number from the top to the bottom? Okay. All right. So what is your 5th favorite Shawn Michaels match of all time? I hope I can get it because I don't think it's going to come through that way the way that you sent it to me. What is your 5th overall best Shawn Michaels match of all time, sir?
All right, my 5th overall.
Yeah, it's not coming through that way.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so anyway, my 5th overall Shawn Michaels match is the Iron Man match from WrestleMania 12 versus Bret Hart.
Okay.
That's my 5th overall pick.
Now, a lot of people say that's a boring match. I also love that match. But you know what? It didn't make my list. It didn't make my list. But again, it's your list. It's your favorite. It's my favorite. Okay. So for me, my 5th favorite Shawn Michaels match of all time came from Monday Night Raw 2005, and where this aging Shawn Michaels takes on this amazing athlete and Sheldon Benjamin and puts on one hell of a show. It was something about the dynamic of this match. Shawn Michaels, like I said, being the elder statesman, if you will, coming back and putting a match on like this on Monday Night Raw. And if everybody recall, this is arguably one of the greatest super kicks of all time. Sheldon Benjamin goes to go on the top rope, springboard off of the top rope. And Shawn Michaels super kicks him, sweet chin moves him to win the match. My 5th favorite Shawn Michaels match of all time. And again, I picked that match because I like seeing the young lion go against the old goat. And I thought that was a great match. I just love it. Again, this is our favorite matches. So comment below. Let us know what some of your favorite matches. And while you're at it, make sure you like and subscribe. And also share this channel and this show right now as we're doing this live right now. What's your number 4, Mr. King Vaughn Jr.?
All right, so my number 4 Shawn Michaels match is going to be WrestleMania 21 versus Kurt Angle.
Okay, and send it to me that way. Great way. So, and you said, okay. I like how you did that. That's your number 4 on your list. All right, as your WrestleMania 24. Okay, I like that. But I'm trying to do something different, right? I want to do something different. So I'm going out the box, right? I don't know if you remember these type things, right? So if Bret Hart is my 1.2, a lot of people say Owens better than him. And I thought what's not ever being said, I think Owens, listen, I think when it comes to that square circle, Owens doesn't get the credit that he gets or deserves. No. Okay. My number 4 match in your house, 1996, Shawn Michaels versus Owen Hart This match was absolutely insane to me. The technical prowess of this match, to me, this is one of the first times I actually looked at Shawn Michaels from more than just an entertainer's perspective. I looked at him and said, yo, he can go with the likes of Bret Hart. He can wrestle with somebody who can do max skills like an Owen Hart to me, who I'm a huge Owen Hart fan. Hell, the reason why I got Slammy Awards, it's not because I'm a belt king.
Right.
Okay. It's because I want to walk around. Once I became the belt king that I became, and everybody became emperors and all that kind of stuff, they got more money, no kids, don't drink like I do. Okay, I said, you know what? I ain't got to carry all my belts no more. I'm going to carry my one belt with my 2 Slammies. Okay, and I want to be Owen Hart. So for me, my number 4, Owen Hart and Shawn Michaels. Now, I'm going to jump the gun here a little bit with you because your number 4 is my number 3. Okay, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 21, GOAT versus GOAT. And arguably, in my opinion, there is no better wrestler in the squared circle than Kurt Angle. Not Bret, not Eddie. Insert whoever you want to insert. Kurt Angle to me is a wrestling machine. And Shawn Michaels to me went toe-to-toe with him in a great epic match at WrestleMania. I absolutely love that match. And I think as I pull up your number 3, give me 1 second. So what is your number 3 and speak on it?
All right. So my number 3 is a WrestleMania pioneer match, if you will. Even though this match originated in the dungeon, or at least in Stampede Wrestling, but the thing is, Shawn Michaels put it on the map and elevated it in a way like never before. And then number 3 is WrestleMania 10 versus Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental Championship. You know, just because of the significance of it, just because of the influence that it had. I always say Shawn Michaels is arguably, for me, my most influential wrestler of all time. And so this is a testament of that. This match walked so that the TLC matches could run.
I like how you put that in that language, and I won't argue with that. As EC picks up here in the conversation, Charmaine's here. Welcome to the program, Charmaine. What's going on, Eric? What's going on? This is a dope show. We appreciate that. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to that right there on both channels, on the Mike Knox Show as well as Unpop Review Wrestling. We got the executive consultant checking in. My favorite, my 5th favorite Shawn Michaels match is him versus HH in 05. All right, Charmaine kicked him in her top 5. Look at Charmaine. Look at you finally on board with us in the right conversation on the right show. That's my girl right there. I'm not gonna argue with none of those matches on the card right there. My man Grand Body P checking in. I am biased. My top HBK matches involve either Triple H or Undertaker, the end. And of course you would. You're a taker, Mark, and that's okay. We all are marks in our own little way. So there you have it. So far, my number 5. Bret, Ben Sheldon, Benjamin, and Shawn Michaels 05 for Monday Night Raw. My number 4, In Your House 96, Owen Hart and Shawn Michaels. And my number 3, we got Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25. For you got the Iron Man match for WrestleMania 12 with Bret and Shawn. Your number 4, which is this right here. Your number 4, if I recall, was
Shawn versus Angle.
Shawn versus Angle, which I already had. And then your number 3, you went with the ladder match at WrestleMania 10. So, guys, listen, we're going to take our first and only break of the evening. We're going to come right back after this and get into our 2, our 1, and then also talk honorable mentions. All right. It's a Shawn Michaels. This is a goddamn long laundry list of matches. And I'll tell you something. I had to narrow it down to just Shawn Michaels because I thought a lot of Midnight Rocker matches could have been here. Okay. I thought a lot of the Rockers matches could have been here. Okay. I didn't go there. I wanted to make sure I kept it strictly to Shawn Michaels. So we'll be right back, y'all. Unpopular Review Entertainment Wrestling, top 5 Shawn Michaels matches, y'all. We'll be right here. Make sure you check out some of our other shows here.
All I can sit here and say, Stack got his ass kicked. Stacks went out there and said, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to do it for my boss. Well, Stacks, you want to stand up for your boss, but who's going to stand up for you because you're on the ground? That boy got whooped, and this is supposed to be the boss, the
underboss,
the underboss.
Underboss.
No, he got his ass kicked. He's the ass kicked boss. That's who he is.
Yeah, he was, but
in white pants, mind you.
Listen, the stylists are putting in windows, okay?
He should have put more focus in combat than fashion. And instead, he wanted to focus on fashion and got his ass dominated.
And there's the people that think that they're owed an apology. I've grown older and wiser in my years. Sometimes it's better to be the bigger man. If you feel you're here today and I owe you an apology, here it is. I am sorry that the only people softer than you are the wrestlers you like.
Previously on the Mike Knox Show.
But Kurt Angle has finally got on the bandwagon, right? Finally. Has Mike Knox not been saying for over 4 years? I'm going to say it again for those who are late to the program. Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler. Bianca Belair is not turning heel. Not going to happen, people. Okay? Yes, she may interfere in Charlotte's match against Asuka. However, they're going to interweave that whole entire storyline, but she's not turning heel. Welcome back, y'all. We are talking top 5 HBK Shawn Michaels matches of all time. I'm your host, one of your hosts this evening, Mike Knox, and I'm joined by the Victorious Ones podcast, King Von G, is also the social media and producer to the Mike Knox Show here on Unpop Review Entertainment. And we have gone through our 5, 4, and 3. So if you don't mind, Vaughn, I'm going to go ahead and give you some of my honorable mentions here before we go into our 2 and 1, okay? So I have my honorable mentions being one of my favorite matches of all time. I never thought Shawn Michaels was ever going to wrestle again. You know how if you have, we're wrestling fans, right? So we all, and everybody who's listening, right? We all have those friends that give you every question about wrestling, right? So I'm walking around like, nah, this is a one-off. This is a one-off. He never left after this. Right? I love this match with him and Triple H, one of my favorites of all time. Without question, I absolutely love this match. Also, another one of my honorable mention matches here. I gotta say, where happened to my pictures? Okay, it ain't here, so we're gonna move on. What do you got? Any honorable mentions there, Vaughn?
All right, yeah. So that's one of my honorable mentions, SummerSlam match, because like you said, nobody thought, like myself, I didn't think Shawn was gonna be coming back. And also, I will go with the retirement match from WrestleMania 26, as well as the No Mercy ladder match with Chris Jericho.
Okay, and you know my other one is, as you brought it up earlier, it was the original non-televised, the first official ladder match in WWE, July 21st, 1992, Wrestling Edition of Wrestling Challenge. If y'all remember this match, I do very well. Okay, Bret versus Shawn, to me, this started the epic rise to both these superstars as being individual stars. Bret had already took the baton, but then once Shawn Michaels got it, he never relinquished it, in my opinion, as being that top guy in the company. So those are my other honorable matches, as well as the ones you've already picked in your list, which would be WrestleMania 12 with him and Bret Hart. I love that match, but I got to say, over the years, it's hard for me to continuously watch a 60-minute match, right? Yeah. So that's just me. It's like when my wife always says, you know, what's a great movie? A great movie is a movie you can rewatch over and over, right? I can't really rewatch the Iron Man match over and over, but it's still one of the greatest matches in his history. So number 2, what you got number 2 on your list?
All right, so number 2, I'm going to go with another trailblazing match, this time with The Undertaker from Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood 1997. That's an iconic shot right there in and of itself.
Listen,
I mean, come on now.
He said, "Come on now."
It speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Other than Kane's debut,
I'm about to say Kane's debut at this point was great as well. I'm not gonna argue with nothing on your list. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, the impact of it. You know what I mean?
Like the impact of it, absolutely. Now, as you picked as your number 5, the Iron Man match,
right?
As I also said, it's an honorable mention for me with him and Bret in that. It's an honorable mention for me and him and Bret in the first ladder match. But another match that no one ever effing talks about that upsets me, because we talk about dance partners all the time, right? We invented that terminology, you know, going back to Soul and Sports with Mike Knox. We did those things. We brought the Let's Dance segments to the world.
We started
that whole thing, right? But right here, Survivor Series 92.
Oh my gosh.
Shawn Brett is never, ever talked about, and I never understood why. One of my favorite matches of all time.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
They tore the freaking roof off the place. I absolutely love this match. 100% Survivor Series 1992. Are you a little upset right there? You forgot this match, didn't you?
Because the thing about it is that I actually put that match way above the Montreal match.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I can't put the screw job on my list.
I couldn't for
I
obvious
just can't.
reasons.
Yeah.
And so, and the thing is just because of the fact that this, I didn't even. Oh my god! I'm gonna put that on Mama because the thing is like Shawn Michaels is him, right?
Yeah.
And this match was just his first world title, contenders match, right? Because this is right after after he beat Bulldog and stuff like that. So it's just champion versus champion. If Shawn won, he'd be a double champion, that kind of thing. But the thing is, it's like that match was absolutely epic. Like when it comes to just action, like I said, as far as that, and it's very underrated. It's very underappreciated. So that's a great pick.
I love it. So we're here now. We're at number 1, right? Reading the comments here, Eric. One of my all-time performances was Survivor Series 2003 when he was riding with Team Austin against Bischoff. He had everybody on edge of their seats that night until Batista interfered.
He did.
Listen, I would say arguably, right? Because I think what I'm learning with the world we live in now, Vaughn, is I can no longer argue with people anymore, right? All these one gotta goes and bench one, start one, cut ones. It's no one's right in there. It's about everybody's personal preferences, right? So arguably you could say, and a lot of people will say this, I'm not one of them, but I'm not going to disagree because I like both trends. Which Shawn career was better? Before he left in WrestleMania 14 or after?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It depends on what side of the mantra you sit on with that. Thank you, Charmaine, for that. I appreciate that. I give myself a very hard wits. You know what I mean? And I say it all the time. Brett did screw Brett the same way Roman screwed Roman. So I just got to get that out there. Yeah. What is your number 1 favorite Shawn Michaels match of all time?
Yeah, so my number 1 is going to be none other, you already know, Light versus Darkness, Heaven versus Hell, WrestleMania 25 versus The Undertaker, because they are the WrestleMania kings. WrestleMania Phenom versus Mr. WrestleMania. They are the standard that everybody else has to be measured by. It was so great that Triple H and Randy Orton even knew that their match would have drowned afterwards. And so, I mean, that carried the 25th anniversary. So who better to have that match than them? I wish they would have put that on WWE 2K14, 2K14, that 30 years of WrestleMania. I wish they would put that match on there. Because
as you see, great minds think alike. We've worked together now almost a decade.
Yeah.
Together. My number 1 is also Heaven versus Hell. Everybody goes to the retirement match, right? I don't. I just thought Heaven versus. Let's first of all, I say this every week, and I encourage every wrestling fan to understand when I say this. Wrestling fans get real mad. You know that. They get their thongs in a bunch.
Oh, no, plenty of.
I care about the wrestling. It's about the wrestling.
Oh yeah,
wrestling
we know plenty
matters.
Of them. We know some here.
Wrestling matters, right? Wrestling matters, but wrestling is storyline, people. Without storyline, wrestling does not exist. It does not exist. Okay, I'm not gonna act like I know who this Japan wrestler is. Oh, I know him. No, you don't. Okay, I can YouTube it too. I don't know the guy. Right. Okay, but the storyline between Heaven and Hell, Light versus Dark, even the intros, one coming from hell, one's ascending from heaven. You talk about telling the perfect story. Okay, we're talking about now the greatest storyline of all time is the Bloodline. I'm not going to disagree with that. I think it is the Bloodline, the greatest storyline of all time. I think this is a top 5.
Yes.
Storyline of all time is Brett and Shawn, Heaven versus Hell. Them going into this match, like I say, leading into the match, getting the match, right? Him calling Taker out, the whole thing. And damn near, for what it's worth, Shawn was coming off like the hill.
He was. He really, really was, which is crazy. It's just ironic. Like, he's supposed to be light, but he came off more healers than what Taker was. like you said, like. But the thing is that that's a testament of Shawn's greatness, of his skill, of how he can be so convincing. Like he could just like create a
for him too.
balance.
Look at that. Great
Yeah,
minds
exactly.
think
Come on
alike.
now.
Great minds.
We all
Definitely top 5 storyline. He said, I disagree. I think 26 storyline was better. Again, everybody got opinions. And so you got yours as we got ours. But you're not here. So why are you even showing your comments on the screen? Okay, you're supposed to be sick. Go somewhere. No, I'm just messing with you. No, but I thought, again, it's all hyperbole and where you sit, right? What captures you? What got to you, right? And 26 got to you. I'm not going to argue the career match. You know what I mean? I can't. But I like that as they would say today, the cinematography of that match, what it brought, and so far. What's going on, Sandman? Good evening, my guy. What's good? 100%. I just thought it was absolutely a great Shawn. And again, we're talking 35 years of one of the, again, most polarizing characters in professional wrestling history. Whether you liked him, you didn't like him. The stuff with DX, people, depends on what side of the street you on. I look back now, I hate the whole Scissor Me Daddy thing, but we were telling people to suck it. You know what I'm saying? So who's right, who's wrong here? You know what I mean? It's just a matter. It's like I'm looking at the NBA draft. Somebody sent me the other day this 90s rappers versus 2020 rappers compilation, right? And I was like, I don't care what you give me. They can't touch the 90s, but that's me being what's for me. Some people hated the Flash. I thought the Flash was great. Some people hate Shawn Michaels. I absolutely think he's great. Before we got here, I remember my friend said to me, he said, you like everything. There's nothing. I like wrestling, right? I'm not a child anymore where I'm going to 100% go with one person over the other person. Like I literally learned to hate HH because he's really tried to steal Elizabeth from the Macho Man for years. Until he became Hollywood, I couldn't stand the guy no more from that point on because I believed in the story so much. I thought he had lust in his eyes for Miss Elizabeth, right? So, but I love Bret Hart and I love Shawn Michaels and I don't give a damn what you think about it. So, as far as I'm concerned, there it is. That is our top 5.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
Tap it for you. All right. My 5 through 1, I got number 5, Shelton Benjamin, Shawn Michaels, 2005 Monday Night Raw. My number 4, underrated again. I want to be different on my list and pick matches that everybody picks the same ones, so to speak. But again, that's where we tend to tote the line. For me, number 4, In Your House 6, 96, Shawn versus Owen. Number 3, as you have as your number 4, WrestleMania 21, Henry Kurt Angle, the Wrestling Machine versus the best entertainer in professional wrestling history of all time to me. Then the underrated match that no one ever talks about, Survivor Series 92, Bret and Shawn. Number 1, we both had that in common, Heaven versus Hell. All right. Honorable mention goes out to the SummerSlam match with him and Triple H. Also, honorable mention, honest with you, was Royal Rumble, him and Triple H. I was there live for that match in Philadelphia. Damn, it was bloody. Okay. Those two dudes to me work very well together in the squared circle. Your number 5, again, was the Iron Man match between Bret and Shawn. Your number 4 was my number 3, which was Kurt and Shawn. Your number 3, was the ladder match. Your number 2 was Hell in a Cell, and your number 1 was the same as mine, as we share that in common, WrestleMania 25, Heaven versus Hell. Great show. Thanks for joining me this evening. All right, guys, listen, at the top of the hour, all right, make sure you come back to this Unpopular Review Wrestling. Go over to the entertainment portion, okay, and check out, did you see Secret Invasion? It debuted. We watched it. All right, I'm not on it, but they are. Join the Drunken Recap crew as they come together to talk about Secret Invasions, recapping the first episode. Comment below. Let them know if you saw it, about what you think. It will be a spoiler episode, so be careful about that, people. And then check us next week because we've had some things going on around here in the neighborhood. We will get back to our Unpopular Review Entertainment as we do our Indiana Jones Temple of Doom review, which was this past Tuesday. We're gonna get back into our movies that sucked that we love. And that's Who's Your Caddy? That's my movie. And also Killer Clowns. All right, I hate clowns. So that movie already sucks to me because I hate clowns. But hey, somebody loved it, and we're going to review it here. So listen, with that being said, that is King Von Jr., Victorious One's podcast. Where can you find your podcast at, King Von?
Of course, you can find my podcast on at Victorious One's podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can follow on Instagram at Victorious One's podcast. You can follow on Twitter at VictoryPod1. Follow me on Twitter at 301 King Von Jr. You can follow me on Instagram at Mr. King Von Jr.
And there it is. You already know where to find me. Wherever 3X's are sold, which is absolutely free, y'all. We out of here, y'all. Fingers. Shawn Michaels, top 5 greatest matches of all time. That's what we like to do here. Talk about the greatest wrestler of all time.
HBK.
HBK.